Hello everybody, and today I'm going to make one of these pen holders. Now this is one of those moulds where I don't get inspired of what to do. I have made one in the past which was just one colour with glitter in. Other than marble in it, I can't really get inspired with what to do something different. But along came this collaboration and I thought to myself, this is the perfect project to do with this collaboration. I'll tell you more about the collaboration shortly, but I want to get on with mixing my resin. But I want to show you that I've got the Let's Resin mixer, and I was shocked at how big it is. I know they'll tell you the ounces in the description, but I don't work in ounces and I didn't really think much of it. I don't know if this is a bigger version of what I've seen other people use, but it doesn't look like that big when other people are using it. So I bought it and it was on offer as well. So I'd had it in my basket for a few months and I thought to myself, while it were on offer, I'm grabbing it. But I very rarely need to mix up more than 200 millilitres at a time. And here's the 200 millilitre mark. Here's where the paddles go up to, almost 500 mils. And I don't like mixing resin with a automatic mixer if the whole of the paddles won't be submerged, but I'm going to give it a go today. This pen holder, makeup brush holder, can be quite deceptive if I remember correctly. I haven't made one for about a year. It can be quite deceptive how much resin it takes. So I am going to go to 200 mils and see whether that is enough or not, and see whether I can mix it with minimal bubbles with this mixer having paddles that go up to nearly 500 mils. So I shall be back when I have mixed up my resin. So that had, is it 40 seconds for each cycle? Let's put the flash on the camera. This isn't a sponsored review, by the way. I just wanted to show anybody who doesn't know whether they want to buy one or not. I'm not sure if you can see how bubbly that is, but it's also still very cloudy, so I don't know if that's just that it's not mixed up enough or what. I shall finish mixing it off camera. Right, to be honest, I'm not all that impressed. Now, I only gave it one extra cycle, so it's only had, if it is 40 minutes per cycle, I'll double check it when I come to do the editing. 40, 80, 120, so that's 2 minutes. And I don't know whether it's just because I haven't mixed it enough, or whether it is, I'm using it straight from box. This is my first time using it, so maybe I should have washed the silicone first, but I don't know whether it's turned my resin cloudy or whether it's just so full of micro bubbles that it looks like the resin is cloudy. So I maybe need to look into it a bit more about how long to mix for and things like that, but so far I'm not impressed, guys. Okay, I'm just going to live with it however it is. But I also have stickers, and I very rarely use stickers in my resin. But along came this sticker collaboration. So I thought, this is the perfect project to use some stickers on, seeing as I have no inspiration to do anything fancy with this anyway, and I very rarely use stickers. It seems perfect to put stickers on. So I'm going to attempt to do it in a bit of a gothic-y style. I'm going to attempt to marble it using black and purple Let's Resin opaque pigments. I use craft resin, and I've got some gothic style stickers. So this is going to be a very simple project, really, just to simply put some glue in my coloured resin to hopefully make the marbling more defined, and then when it's cured, stick some stickers on. Right, I'm going to lighter it first. And then I'm going to give it a minute or two for some more bubbles to pop up, and then I shall be back with you. Right, I've lighted them a couple of times. I'm now going to spritz them with some alcohol and spritz my mould. I hope putting glue in doesn't doesn't cause difficulties getting all the resin to go down into the sides. I want to get it, I don't want any mess like that. I'm not bothered about it being a perfect marble or there being perfect definitions, but I don't want a lump of black here if that section would end up being mainly where I pour some purple, if you know what I mean. I'm probably going to way too much effort for this. And I'm getting fluff and all sorts in it already, and I can feel the resin is really warming up now. I need to get a move on. Which is the second tallest? This one. I don't think I'll mind if there's purple in the middle of an area of black. It's just I don't want black in the middle of my purple. No. I don't want none of that. This is such a messy job. It would have been so much easier without the glue. I tell you what, let's use a silicone one that will stick to the mould better. purple. Well, isn't that a crying shame that I needed more than 200 mils. I'm not going to use the Let's Resin mixer again for the sake of mixing up another 100. I shall be back with you shortly. Okay, I mixed up an extra. Actually, before I did that, I scraped out of my Let's Resin mixer and got enough to do a big splodge of black there. And then I mixed up an extra 80 millilitres. I've only poured 50 into this cup and made some more purple with it. Some bubbles were appearing, so I've sprayed them. I'm not bothered about micro bubbles, it's just if there were going to be any holes, bubbles that left a chunky hole. So I've got rid of them. I've sprayed this once, but I'm hoping with this being glued again, it will sit around the top, so hopefully I can debubble any bubbles from in here anyway. So yeah, I did a big splodge of black in the middle, and now I'm just filling up with purple. No more marbling. Oh, and it's not quite enough, I don't think. I'm not too bothered if it's a tiny bit under poured, because I'll put cork on the bottom or rubber feet. I'll obviously trim up as best I can, but if it's not too under poured, I'll leave it as it is. I think it's a bit too under poured, so let me just use maybe 5 more mils of this. I'm not going to have got the colour ratios the same, but we'll see. Again, this is a sticker project. I just didn't want it to be too boring, hence the marbling, but I'm not too bothered. Okay, welcome back. It is actually the next day because this mould is too big for the G3. I'm just going to demonstrate here. It might not be that it's too tall per se, but because of the wideness of it as well, no matter how I try and position it, the UV curing section and the fan section for the epoxy gets in the way. This mould comes too far into the middle for it to fit in there. Anyway, that might be of interest to people who are wanting a G3, but if you also like to make a lot of these. Right, okay, so demold time. Okay, so that is looking kind of pretty. I shall clean up the edges with a deburring tool, and I shall get my stickers out, and then I'll come back to you. Right, before we come on to discussing the stickers, I'm not the best with a deburring tool, so I actually ended up neatening the edges off a bit with a nail file, and then I've gone ahead and put the cork backing on just to make sure that if there were still any imperfections in the bottom, that your work surface is cushioned. And finally, before we go on to discuss the stickers, just a reminder that this is part of the sticker collaboration organised by Gert at Gert Creates, Marie at Starcrafts with Marie, Claire at Starcrafts with Claire, and Marie at Ginrin Creates. Okay, I have an array of stickers here, all very similar styled. Lots of, I was going to say lots of duplicates, but maybe not so much duplicates, but just all very similar. So let's see. I'm going to use a big one here. A couple of smaller ones for the sides, and I've got some pretty coloured ones, but I think I'll save them. I don't know what for, but I'm sure a slightly more colourful project will arise at some point. I don't know. Let's go with that one and that one. All very similar. Right, I decided I've got hundreds of these blooming stickers, so I've pulled out a couple more to put on the insides too. Now, I'm not quite sure what kind of stickers these are, in terms of, are they transfers, are they the type where you pull them off a back in or whatever. So I'm just going to try the way that I think they probably are. They're from Temu, so there's no instructions. So let's try this method, which is to put a piece of tape on each side and pull apart. Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's go. I think that's pretty much in the middle. Right, there's not much to show you here. There's no demoulding, no exciting reveal. So I will take this opportunity to say thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you all very much. If you've liked this video, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed already, what's stopping you? I would really appreciate any new subscribers. And please check out my back catalogue. I do quite a bit of experimental work, as well as sceneries, dioramas, and some nice, simple, fail-safe projects too. So I would really appreciate if you check out my variety. I'm sure there is something for everybody in my back catalogue, and there will be something for everybody in my future videos too. So once again, thank you so much. Have a good day, evening, night, week, weekend, and I hope to see you for the next video. Okay, thank you very much. And bye-bye for now.